person class, a default parameter less constructor for the person class, destructor and print person. Parameter less constructor for the employee class, the destructor and the print emp. Obviously, can you please observe constructor automatically call हुआ था. Employee class के constructor के पहले super class constructor was given a call which is parameter less constructor. But can you also make a point over here? Whenever I wish to give a call to member function of the base class, I have called it with its name in the another member function of the derived class. Can you observe line number 119? Have you understood? Everyone. Right. So assuming you all have understood the first program, let us proceed to the second program. What is my requirement is, by default, parameter less constructor gets called. Now I want from the derived class parameterized constructor, it should give a call to parameterized constructor of the superclass. Can you please tell me employee class के अंदर कितने fields है? One is integer ID and second is integer salary. If I wish to write this dot ID is equal to ID and this dot salary is equal to salary, is it a parameterized constructor for the derived class? Yes. But what I want, the changes over here is, if I wish to give a call to parameterized constructor of the superclass के members कौन से हैं? I have a name and the age. These are the two parameters. आपको derived class के parameterized constructor में ये लिखना पड़ेगा. From this, your compiler will understand, yes, whenever I will create an employee class object, I will pass 4 arguments to it. First argument will go to ID, second argument will go to salary, third argument will go to name, and fourth argument will go to age. मुझे person class का object नहीं बनाना है. I just have to make the derived class object. That's why if you wish to give a call to parameterized constructor of superclass, then that can be called with the help of parameterized constructor of the subclass, provided that parameterized constructor of subclass will have all the arguments whichever you wish to give. All right. Now, क्या मेरे एम्प्लॉय क्लास को यहाँ पे पता है क्या नेम और एज क्या है? क्या मेरे एम्प्लॉय क्लास को पता है क्या नेम और एज क्या है? No, I have to tell them. How do I tell? Do you remember something called as constructor initializer list? This is how you have to write. It is like, I am giving an intimation to the compiler. ID and salary, you can set it from here. For name and age, you please give a call to person class parameterized constructor. Person, yes, it is called by value Ashwini. Person class variable, person class का यहाँ पे name comma age pass किया. Can I say it will go implicitly over here? In the parameterized constructor of the person class, it will set name and age for me, right? And it will come back to this employee class and display ID and this. Did you all get the syntax part? ये syntax है कि employee class से person class के members को parameterized constructor को call करना है, then one must have those arguments inside the derived class constructor. And you can give a call to parameterized constructor of superclass by just writing class name and by passing the parameters. Is it okay? everyone. So suppose अब मैंने यहाँ पे EOBJ लिखा, पहला मैं ID पास करती हूँ, second is salary, so salary is let us say 40,000. Next is name, I'll pass a name and I'll pass some age. Okay, let us compile this code and check the output. Rishi, do not get confused between C++ and Java. Super is not the keyword available in C++. Super keyword is used in Java. Okay. Let us observe. Is it going inside person class parameterized constructor? Object किसका बनाया? Employee. Conclusion is, if I wish to give a call to parameterless constructor of superclass from the subclass, it gets automatically called. Second conclusion is, if I wish to give a call to parameterized constructor of superclass from the subclass, then you have to call it using constructor member initializer list. This is compulsory. I hope you have understood the difference between calling the parameterless and parameterized constructor. Is it okay? Everyone. Yes or no? Quickly. Okay, Ashwini. First of all, can you please tell me, यहाँ पे मैंने कौन से क्लास का ऑब्जेक्ट बनाया है? Employee class. Have I created only object by passing some of the argument? Yes. If some of the arguments are passed at the time of creation of object, which will give to call to which type of constructor? Parameterized constructor. Right? Parameterized constructor may it will go into parameterized constructor of this employee class. After that, it will see one is ID, salary is this, name is this, age is this. But where do I find name and age? I will go to person class name and age. I will go to the person class parameterized constructor. I will initialize name and age through this parameterized constructor. It will come back to the calling area. It will assign ID and salary to me. That means now data members are being initialized with a parameterized constructor. Next, it is saying print emp. Print emp will go into this function. Print person will give a call to this person. It will print this name and age. It will come back. It will print this ID and salary and done with the program. If your object is coming out of the scope, destructor of derived class gets called first, and then destructor of base class gets called first later. Is it okay now? Yes, तुषार. कंस्ट्रक्टर पहले पेरेंट क्लास का ही कॉल होता है, बाद में डिराइव क्लास का कॉल होता है. डिस्ट्रक्टर पहले डिराइव क्लास का कॉल होता है, फिर पेरेंट क्लास का होता है, बिकॉज ऑफ इट्स डिपेंडेंसी. Hope you all have understood the concept. Any questions? Shall we proceed ahead to the next point, which is called as diamond problem? Okay. Now, if I say, assume I have one class A, class B, class C, class D. अब आपको मैंने आई एम गोइंग टू द प्रीवियस टॉपिक फॉर वंस. अब आपको मैंने एक बेसिक इनहेरिटेंस बताया, मे बी अ सिंगल इनहेरिटेंस. इफ समवन विशेस टू गो फॉर मल्टी लेवल, तो कैन आई से सपोज अब मैंने मैनेजर क्लास बनाया, तो मैनेजर क्लास का कंस्ट्रक्टर में, मैनेजर क्लास में आई हैव लेट अस से इंटीजर MID and I have one character grade, assume, right? तो मैनेजर क्लास के कंस्ट्रक्टर में क्या आएगा? मैनेजर क्लास के कंस्ट्रक्टर में कितने फील्ड्स आएंगे? ये 4 आएंगे. ऑल्सो इट्स ओन MID, character grade. Yes or no? Everyone? 6 आएंगे. तो I will say this arrow MID is equal to MID. I'll say this arrow grade is equal to grade. Can I say like this? And I will say employee bracket में I'll pass ID, salary, name and age. तो क्या ये मेरे एम्प्लॉय क्लास के पैरामीटराइज्ड को कॉल करेगा? Yes. Where it will go over here. Internally, where it will go to the person class. Means, am I reusing the features now? Are you getting the scenario, everyone? This is called as inheritance. So you can implement any type of inheritance based on your requirement and based on the declaration of classes and data members within it. Is it okay? Good. Quickly go through the code. Meanwhile, I'll create a new file. All right. Now, let us go ahead to the topic where I'm explaining the concept of, you can say, diamond problem, right? Suppose I have a class A where I have integer A variable. I have a class B where I have integer B variable. I have class C, I have integer C variable. And I have a class D where I have integer D variable. All right. Assume the inheritance which I am using is this. Class B and C are derived from A, class D is derived from C, and class D is derived from B. Is it nothing but hybrid kind of inheritance? Yes, it is a hybrid inheritance. It is looking like a diamond. That's why it is called as a diamond type of inheritance. Now, assume I have set in my class A, suppose, yes, Pawan. Abstract class, I will explain. Let me first complete the concept of this particular diamond problem. ठीक है, पवन? नहीं, बताती हूँ क्या है. Just hold on. I'll tell you. Let me go step by step. Okay. Now, I say, let us assume I have, whenever I am talking about class B object, B obj. So can I say class, it will have one copy of integer A. It will have its own copy of integer B. Can I say like this? Everyone? जब मैं क्लास C का ऑब्जेक्ट बनाती हूँ COBJ, it will have one copy of integer a on its own because it is derived. I'm sorry. Right? And it will have one copy of its own variable called as c. Right? Assume here class B has given the value of A is equal to 40 and class B have given the value of B is equal to 30. Assume class C has given the value of A is equal to 60 and class C have given the value of C is equal to 70 in its sum of the function. Now, when I create a class D DOBJ, right? Can I say at this point, my class D, if I consider this particular path via which I am coming, तो D object को एक copy ये मिलेगा and D को एक copy ये भी मिलेगा, a single copy of its own. Can I say like this, everyone? And if I follow the path which is from this location to this location, in that case, D will have a copy of A is equal to 60 and 70, as well as it will have its own copy of variable D. Do you all agree, everyone? Now, can I set, अगर मैं यहाँ पे बोलती हूँ D की वैल्यू मैं सेट करती हूँ is equal to 50, तो obviously D will be allocated is equal to 50, right? So at this point, if you observe, D is having 50 value, C is having 70 value, and B is having 30 value. But if you observe this particular part where my A value is 60, my A value is 40, is it nothing but ambiguity situation for class D कि मैं अब कौन सा A रेफर करूं, A class B का रेफर करूं या A class C का रेफर करूं? This type of a problem is called as which problem? Diamond problem. It looks like a diamond, that's why it is called as diamond problem. So what I'll say, in case of inheritance, rather hybrid inheritance, diamond problem. In case of hybrid inheritance, there might be the possibility that we may have different, you can say, the variables coming from the base class through the various path. And if it is coming through the various path, in that case, my D class will get confused whether I have to access it a variable of class B or I have to access a variable of class C. Can I say if I write D obj dot A, will it be a big question mark for my compiler whether to go for 40 value or whether to go for 60 value? This type of a problem that occurs normally in this type of inheritance, which looks like a diamond, that is called as diamond problem. But if I say DOBJ dot, right, class B scope resolution A, क्या अब मुझे वो 40 वैल्यू दे सकता है? क्या अब मुझे वो 40 वैल्यू दे सकता है? Yes. DOBJ dot C class scope resolution A, will it give the value as 60 now? Yes. So the solution of diamond problem is you can access specific values with the help of scope resolution operator. This is the next use, scope resolution operator. समझ में आया? जैसे ही I'll say a variable of class B, तो जो भी अपडेटेड क्लास B ने किया है वो आउटपुट आएगा, जो भी अपडेट मेरे क्लास C ने किया है वो आउटपुट आएगा. This is one solution. Have you understood? Second is virtual. I will tell you what's the meaning of virtual base class. So shall we try to write the same program? All right. Let us quickly create a class A. Inside class A, I have, let me just declare public variables only. The reason is otherwise derived from class A, so I will write public A. Inside this, I have a public data member integer B. This is the second class declaration. Again, I'll write class C, which is also derived from A class, and it is having one variable called as integer C. I will have class D, which is public B, comma, public C. Have you understood the syntax? If you wish to derive one class from the two base classes, you have to give a comma separated by it. Ensure you please give both the classes with a proper specifier, or you can say mode. Integer D. Class declaration चारों का समझ में आया? Everyone. As far as your diagram is concerned, we have just declared it. Let us say I'm creating main. Please keep yourself on mute. Let me check who's that. Snehal. I'm muting you. Now, I have created D ka D object. Can I write D object dot D is equal to, D को मैंने वैल्यू कौन सी असाइन किया था? Maybe 50 या 1 in our equation. Can I print C out D obj dot D की value? D obj dot D and semicolon. And I'll say return 0. Okay, I've already written it. ठीक. It is directly allowed because D का खुद का ही variable है. So it will give me the output correctly. Can you see I'm getting this? This is allowed. यहाँ तक समझ में आया? Everyone. All right. If I write D obj dot D value, D की भी सिंगल कॉपी आई थी मेरे पास 30 and C की वैल्यू 70. ठीक है. I'll assign 30 and D obj dot C value as 70. Let us just try to print the value of B, and I'll write D obj dot B and value of C, which is T obj dot C. Will it work for me? Everyone, will it work for us? Yes, it will. Is it giving me B and C value as 30 and 70? Yes, this is also allowed. This is also allowed. And I'll comment it for time being. Let us check. I am writing D obj dot A is equal to, अब suppose मैंने A की value 40 assign किया, right? I'm just writing C out and I'm printing the value of A, D obj dot A. In this case, let us observe. Can you see I am getting the error? Request for member A is ambiguous. What is ambiguous? It is a confusion state for my compiler. Are you talking about the variable A from class B, or are you talking about variable A from class C? This is called as compile time error. समझ में आया? I'm proving whatever I've explained you with the help of diagram. Is it okay? Shall I go little ahead? Now, I am explicitly writing D obj dot, class का नाम is A, sorry, class का नाम is B, एंड उसका ए वेरिएबल को 40 असाइन करो, डी ओबीजे डॉट क्लास का नाम है सी, उसका एक ए वेरिएबल को वैल्यू असाइन करो, लेट अस से 60. नाउ आई एम ट्राइंग टू प्रिंट सी आउट ए फ्रॉम क्लास बी और a value from class B. dobj dot class का नाम, scope resolution variable name. This is the syntax that you need to follow. A value from class C. Let us save it and check. Can you see it is now allowing me to go for it? Everyone, did you all get it? All right. So this is the basic, you can say, a diamond problem and solution to a diamond problem. Next, I'll go to the next concept, which is called as polymorphism. आपको याद है क्या हमने फंक्शन ओवरलोडिंग कंसेप्ट देखा था? Function overloading means same function name with a different number of arguments, right? That is called as function overloading. I'm going to explain function overriding, which is basically a function which is having the same signature in different classes. Let us observe. I'll say I will have a class base. Inside this class base, I have one public function declaration, which is void show. And I'll say, I'll just print here inside base class show function and semicolon. Next, I will take class derived, which is derived from base class. Here also, I have a show function inside derived class show function. यहां तक समझ में आया? मैंने दो क्लासेस डिक्लेयर किए, one is base class, another is derived class. And when you observe, please understand, please tell how the value to Rani, coming to your point, previous example में जब मैंने कहा क्लास B ऑब्जेक्ट के थ्रू इस A को रेफर करो फ्रॉम क्लास B, तो मैंने यहाँ पे 40 वैल्यू असाइन किया, और जब मैंने D ऑब्जेक्ट के थ्रू ये वैल्यू A बट विच इज फ्रॉम क्लास C, तो उसको मैंने 60 वैल्यू असाइन किया. Whatever you values give, that is what it is. Okay. So in the program also I have done the same thing. D object dot B scope resolution A, इसको 40 वैल्यू दिया. D object dot C scope resolution A, इसको 60 दिया. आपको 70 चाहिए तो आप इसको 70 असाइन करो, you will get 70. The way you are assigning the values, it is going to display. Hope you have understood. All right. ठीक. All right. Let us go ahead. So if you observe in this example, void show is a function. Void show is a function. Can you please observe and tell me, दोनों क्लासेस में मैंने एक सेम नाम का फंक्शन लिखा है, क्या है उस फंक्शन का नाम? show function. Can you please tell me what is the return type of that show function? Void. Can you please tell me is my show function is taking how many number of arguments? 0 number of arguments. If it is taking 0 number of arguments, means can I say my function is basically having the same signature in a different scope? Function prototype और जिसको हम बोलते हैं declaration और उसको हम बोलते हैं signature. It is same in different scope. Right? If it is in different scope, means that concept is called as function overriding. Overloading में क्या था? एक ही सेम फंक्शन नाम था void print या void display, जहां पे मैं ब्रैकेट में एक इंटीजर वैल्यू पास कर रही थी, फिर कैरेक्टर वैल्यू पास कर रही थी, फिर and so on and so forth. Right? So what is function overriding? A function signature is same but in different scope is called as function overriding concept. Right? Now, if I say I'll go for main, I'll create a derived class object, derived dobj. I'll say dobj dot show function. Right? Let us check. Can you see it is giving me inside derived class show function? वो ऑटोमेटिकली बेस क्लास के शो फंक्शन को कॉल करेगा क्या? ऑटोमेटिकली करेगा? नहीं करेगा. क्यों? बिकॉज कंस्ट्रक्टर ऑटोमेटिकली कॉल होता है, वो भी पैरामीटरलेस, फंक्शन कॉल नहीं होता है. अब अगर मैं यहाँ पे सिर्फ शो लिखती हूं तो कंपाइलर को समझ में आएगा क्या कि मैं डेराइव बेस क्लास के शो फंक्शन को कॉल कर रही हूँ? ये तो इसको रिकर्सिवली कॉल करेगा. कैन आई से लाइक दिस? This will give a recursive call to the same function again and again and again. It will go in the infinite loop. Yes. So what I want to call a base class show function. So I will use base class name and scope resolution and show. Let us compile. Can you see? First it is giving a base class show function and then it is saying derived class show function. समझ में आया? Everyone. All right. Now, any questions so far? Quickly go through the code. So, अगर मेरे बेस क्लास का फंक्शन नेम and derived class का function signature same है, then that is called as function overriding concept. In case of function overriding concept, if we wish to give a call to the derived base class same function, then we should use which operator? Scope resolution operator. And that scope resolution operator must be used with the base class name, scope resolution and show function. समझ में आया? Everyone, did you get up to this point? All right. Next, this was about function overriding concept. Let me take the same code . ऋषिकेश, because derived class के show function को call किया, where it will go? Derived class के show function में. In this case, I have given a call to show function of a base class. So it will go into the base class show function. So it is displaying base class show function and it is displaying derived class show function. I have only given a call, Rishikesh. Apara, that's what I have explained. अगर मैं यहाँ पे सिर्फ शो लिखती थी तो वो बार बार इसी फंक्शन को कॉल करता था रिकर्सिवली, बिकॉज फंक्शन नेम फंक्शन कॉलिंग इटसेल्फ वाला कंसेप्ट हो जाता था. व्हाट आई वांट, मुझे बेस क्लास के शो फंक्शन को कॉल करना है. दैट इज व्हाई आई हैव गिवन बेस क्लास स्कोप रेजोल्यूशन फंक्शन नेम. मुझे बेस क्लास का ऑब्जेक्ट नहीं बनाना है. That is what is basically use of inheritance. Do not create the object of the base class. Call the functions of base class through the derived class object only. That is the major use of inheritance reusability. Rishikesh and Aparna, I hope and everyone, have you understood up to this point? These are some concepts that you have to remember. Okay. Yes, Hardik.
यस मैम. इधर अपन ने सिर्फ शो फंक्शन लिखा होता.
इधर यहाँ पे.
हाँ, तो इनफाइनाइट टाइम इनसाइड डिराइव्ड क्लास शो फंक्शन प्रिंट होता ना.
करेक्ट.
और रन टाइम एरर आ जाता.
करेक्ट. स्टैक ओवरफ्लो हो जाता था.
हाँ, ओके.
ठीक है.
हाँ.
इसलिए हमने क्या किया, हमने बेस क्लास लिखा और उसका शो फंक्शन कॉल करो ऐसे बताया. ठीक है. No, Tushar. Normally we go for public mode so that we can have the accessibility to the main base class for all the functions can be reused into the derived class. Okay. Right. Shall I go a little ahead? All right. Now, let us say I'm creating a base class. I'm creating show function. I've created a derived class. I've called a show function. Now I will make the changes into main. I'll say I am creating a base class PTR. Can you please tell me what is PTR over here? Is it an object or a pointer variable? PTR is a object. Very good. But if I say I'm creating pointer object, this is called as base class pointer, right? I'm creating a derived class D object. Okay. I'm saying PTR is holding address of derived class object. And I'm saying PTR ke through, please give a call to show function. Now let us understand the scenario. I have created a base class pointer. So there is a base class. There is a pointer of type base. This is of type base class. It's an object only. Next, I've created a derived class object. So let us say this is my derived class object DOBJ. I'm saying pointer is holding address of derived class. Assume this address is 1000 and this address is 1000. Assume. And I'm saying PTR arrow show. अब शो फंक्शन कहाँ पे है? एक शो फंक्शन डिराइव्ड क्लास का भी है, एक शो फंक्शन मेरे बेस क्लास का भी है. Let us say this is my base class and उसका एक शो फंक्शन है. Right. When I'm saying PTR is holding address of D object, correct? PTR is holding address of D object. तो जब मैं PTR के थ्रू शो फंक्शन को कॉल करती हूं तो यहाँ पे कौन सा फंक्शन कॉल होना चाहिए? डिराइव्ड का कि बेस का? डिराइव्ड का. ठीक है. लेट अस ऑब्जर्व व्हाट आउटपुट इट इज गिविंग. It is giving me base class show function only. Here I'll say pointer is holding derived class object, right? Pointer is calling show function of base class only. ऐसे क्यों होता है? This concept is called as early binding concept. Why? Because in this case, I have the same function signature, void show, void show. Even though my base class pointer is pointing to derived class, it is just holding the address of that. But show function, a overridden function, is giving a call which is declared inside the base class only. That is early binding concept. जो पहले फंक्शन डिफाइन हुआ हमेशा वही कॉल होता है. समझ में आया? What is early binding? It is the problem when you are writing the same function signature in different classes. Whenever you are storing the base class pointer, whenever you are declaring a base class pointer, even though your base class pointer is pointing to derived class, always a call is resolved to the first function definition which was given at the earlier stage. But actually मुझे क्या कॉल करना चाहिए? ये मेरे derived class को कॉल करना चाहिए. Yes or no? Everyone? Because derived class के object की address store कर रहा है तो derived class का ही आना चाहिए, right? So that means what I want, whichever is the function which I have overridden, वो जो सबसे लास्ट में बाइंड हुआ है उसको कॉल होना चाहिए. इसको हम बोलेंगे लेट बाइंडिंग कंसेप्ट. How to achieve late binding concept is by using the keyword called as virtual keyword. Now let us understand the output. Can you check? अब वो derived class का call हुआ. So what is virtual? Virtual function, virtual is basically a keyword which is used to declare virtual functions. What is virtual? It helps us to achieve late binding concept. Call to the overridden function is done at the last call, at the last definition point. अगर मैं वर्चुअल नहीं लिख रही थी तो हमेशा वो बेस क्लास के ही फंक्शन को कॉल करता था. अगर वर्चुअल लिखा तो वो डिराइव्ड क्लास के फंक्शन को कॉल करेगा. Have you understood what is late binding and early binding concept? Everyone? Yes or no? All right. This concept is called as late binding and early binding concept. It is basically used with the concept of virtual keyword. All right. Let me explain one new concept which is called as abstract class. Okay, I will again repeat. Apara, if you observe, जब मैंने suppose base class का pointer बनाया, right? Whenever I create a base class pointer, and if I try to store the address of derived class or into that pointer, always the call to the base class function is done. That is called as early binding concept. But by rule, what I want, through the derived class object, I have to give a call to the base derived class function. So for that, अगर मेरा function का signature same है, void show and void show, I will create a virtual function in the base class. And जो भी class के अंदर virtual लिखते हैं, उसी class का हम pointer बनाते हैं. It is like initially I know the partial implementation. At the later stage, I am aware about the maximum information. In that case, I want to give a call to the function which is being designed at the later stage. Then I will go for virtual keyword. Virtual keyword is designed on base class, and that's why we always have to give a call by using base class pointer. इससे क्या होगा? When your pointer is pointing to derived class object, it will create a derived class show function and it will go to base class show function and it will print this data. Is it okay, Aparna? Aditya and Aparna? Yes, Rishikesh, because of virtual, you have to use scope resolution operator. It's like this when these early binding and late binding comes into picture. Akshay, I'm muting you. When this early binding and late binding comes into picture, when you are working on function overriding concept, otherwise no need. वो ऑटोमेटिकली जैसे हमने पर्सन क्लास में प्रिंट एम्प्लॉय को कॉल किया था, प्रिंट पर्सन को कॉल किया था, ये सिचुएशन कब आता है? जब आपको फंक्शन का सिग्नेचर सेम है, मीन्स यू वांट टू अचीव फंक्शन ओवरराइडिंग एज वेल एज इन केस ऑफ इनहेरिटेंस. सो यू हैव टू गो फॉर दिस. ओके, have you understood, everyone? So that is what is a diamond problem. Solution to diamond problem is you can go for virtual also. I've given you the implementation of what is early binding and what is late binding. I've given function overriding also. I'll explain in short, what do you mean by abstract classes and pure virtual function? Then we can conclude. Let us see. Yes, Saurabh. You can raise your hand whenever you have any queries. Tell me.
अगर मैंने डायमंड प्रॉब्लम में वर्चुअल किया सबसे ऊपर वाला जो बेस क्लास है उसको, तो बाद में मैं जिस क्लास को इनिशियल बाइंडिंग करूंगा, मतलब हमने जो लिया था ए बी सी, अगर मैंने बी को बाइंडिंग की, बाद में सेकंड नेक्स्ट लाइन में सी को बाइंडिंग की, सी डॉट ए.
Listen, suppose A class, B class, C class, D class. हमने सिर्फ एक वेरिएबल के साथ काम किया. सपोज यहां पे भी डिस्प्ले फंक्शन है, यहां पे भी डिस्प्ले फंक्शन है, यहां पे भी डिस्प्ले फंक्शन है और यहां पे भी डिस्प्ले फंक्शन है. ओके, राइट? कैन आई से द फंक्शन सिग्नेचर इज सेम एवरीवेयर? यस. तो जब ये हुआ बेस क्लास, हमेशा वर्चुअल फंक्शन का डिक्लेरेशन बेस क्लास में ही होता है. सो आई कैन राइट वर्चुअल वॉइड डिस्प्ले ओवर हियर. Later on, when you come to this location, यहाँ पे आप base class का pointer बनाओगे. Let us say this is my base class. So you will create base pointer PTR, right? And in that case, if I'm saying PTR is holding address of derived 1, means PTR is holding address of derived class 1. तो वो क्या करेगा? इस display function को call करेगा and इस display function को call करेगा. But if I'm writing now my PTR is holding address of D2. In that case, where it will go? It will go to the derived class of this. It will call this display function and it will call this display function. Hope you have got your answer, Saurabh.
Yes, ma'am.
ओके, सो पहले हमने सिर्फ डायमंड प्रॉब्लम में वेरिएबल का नाम लिखा था. दैट वाज अगर वेरिएबल को एक्सेस करना है तो हम स्कोप रिजोल्यूशन लिखते थे. बट इन केस ऑफ दिस, if you have the same signature in all the classes, in case of diamond problem also, you can use a base class pointer. The reason is virtual declaration of the function should be done compulsory in the base class. That is a rule. And if you declare a virtual function in the base class, then you have to work with base class pointer in the main function, because virtual functions are designed to give a call on the pointer concept. Is it okay, everyone? Hope you all have understood now. Yes. ठीक. Let us say I have one class which is called as shape class. Let us say in this shape class, I have area function, right? From this shape class, I'm deriving 3 different classes. So this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3, where I will say this is my circle class, right? This is a rect class, and let us say this is the square class. Again, I have the same area function inside the circle class. I have the same area function. Here also I have same area function. Can you please tell me, अगर फंक्शन का सिग्नेचर हर जगह पे सेम है तो मुझे शेप क्लास में एरिया फंक्शन को क्या डिक्लेयर करना पड़ेगा? वर्चुअल डिक्लेयर करना पड़ेगा. अब समझ में आया सिनेरियो? एवरीवन, yes or no? Right. Now, suppose I am writing shape class का एक pointer variable, right? I'm creating circle COBJ. PTR is holding address of COBJ and I'm saying PTR arrow area. क्या ये मेरे सर्कल के एरिया फंक्शन को इंप्लीमेंट को कॉल करेगा? Everyone, yes. Next point. Now I'm saying rectangle ka ROBJ. And now I'm saying PTR is holding address of ROBJ. And I'm saying PTR arrow area. Now, will it point to the area function of rectangle? तो मुझे फंक्शन के डेफिनेशन अलग अलग याद करने नहीं पड़ेंगे. फंक्शन ओवरराइडिंग का वही कंसेप्ट है. अदरवाइज मुझे यहाँ पे सर्कल अंडरस्कोर एरिया, रेक्टेंगल अंडरस्कोर एरिया, स्क्वायर अंडरस्कोर एरिया ऐसे अलग अलग फंक्शन नेम्स देने पड़ते थे. यहाँ पे फंक्शन का नाम एक ही रखा. बट व्हेन माय पॉइंटर is, let us say now I'm creating a square SQOBJ and I'm saying now PTR is holding SQOBJ and I'm saying PTR arrow area. Will it give a call to square function? Yes, of course it will give. Have you understood up to this point the meaning of virtual function? Now the most important statement over here I'll say, and please give me the answer for this. Can you please tell me at this point, I'm talking about at the shape class, am I aware about the area function? मुझे एरिया फंक्शन के बारे में 0% नॉलेज है, पार्शियल नॉलेज है कि फुल नॉलेज है? At the initial stage, while declaring the area in the shape class, am I aware about 0 Consider this example. In this case, जब मैं print person function लिख रही थी, in that case, I was 100% sure कि इसके अंदर name और age ही display होने वाला है. If I am 100% aware about the implementation of that function, कि इस function में यही काम करेगा, उतना ही काम करेगा ये function मेरा, then I will have a normal function. Have you got the difference, everyone? When to declare a function as virtual, when to declare a function as pure virtual function, and when to declare the function as a normal function. Did you all get it, everyone? Are you there? Am I audible? Yes. समझ में आया? Why you are so quiet? Have you understood, everyone? Okay. So it is basically, the last concept is, if any class consists of pure virtual function, then that class is called as abstract class. So can I say shape is the abstract class because it is having one pure virtual function? Yes. So I hope you have understood the meaning of abstract and virtual and pure virtual function. All right. So with this, I will conclude your C++ module, right? The more you practice on programs, the more you will gain the knowledge. And thank you, everyone. Hope you all have understood C++ programming. All right, at least basics. With this, I will stop the recording. Then if you have any queries, you can ask me. Thank you. Yes, any queries on today's class?